Welcome to the Soulcery Podcast, your sacred space to delve into spiritual tools, topics, and practices that will illuminate your path of soul remembering and healing. I'm your host, Lígia Costa, a soul guide, alchemist, soul writing coach, and the creator of the Trust Pathway. I'm deeply grateful to have you here with me. Together, we will embark on a profound exploration of self-discovery and healing, unlocking the secrets that lie within. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Soulcery Podcast. And today we are diving into the world of manifestation, where the power to shape your reality lies within you. And I thought this was a very good topic to explore because as we embrace the beginning of a new year, there is this palpable sense of renewal, a chance to create a fresh canvas for our lives. And although this opportunity is not at all confined to the stroke of midnight on the 1st of January, it's actually a personal choice. It's a decision that can be made at any moment throughout the year and at any age. So don't feel that this is just something that you do as a New Year resolution. You can do that on your birthday or whenever you feel like doing it, whatever you feel like you want to bring a shift into your life. But because we normally, on a conscious level, we make the time to reflect on the past 12 months and set intentions for the year ahead, I thought this was a good topic to explore. And today we are going to explore 7 simple tips on how to manifest your dream life. So tip number 1, understand that you are manifesting all of the time, even when you're not conscious about it. The thoughts that keep repeating in our mind, the conversations that we have with other people where we keep talking about the same thing, or how our emotions pan out throughout the day. All of these are manifestations because words are spells and they cast the vibration that attract external realities that match that frequency. So if you focus too much on a challenge that you have or something that happened recently and you keep rewinding that in your mind and you keep talking about it, either with your internal narrative but also with other people, you're just sending this very low vibration out there that will attract other things into your life that will match that frequency. The same way, if you, I wouldn't say keep positive all the time because positive thinking shouldn't be forced, but if you, for instance, choose to acknowledge the blessings in your life and you actually feel grateful for the things that you have in your life despite the challenges you're going through, and you have that internal narrative, and even when talking with someone else, you don't focus too much on the challenges, but for instance, the lessons that come with it, again, you are casting the spell of a more positive perspective, and that vibration of gratitude will attract more things into your life to be grateful for. So the important thing here is to shift your focus from positive thinking to positive feeling. The law of attraction works with the frequency of emotions and not so much with forcing ourselves to think positive. Yes, using affirmations help, but those affirmations need to resonate on an emotional level. Otherwise, you won't believe it. And if you don't believe it, you can't manifest it. You won't manifest that into your life. So engage with your senses and immerse yourself in the emotions. Try and close your eyes and vividly recall a moment of your life where you felt pure joy and feel it, taste it, see it as if it's in front of you. Really engage with your senses and your emotions, because those feelings are sending a frequency, a vibrational energy that will attract what you want to manifest into your life. Tip number 2. Your imagination is really powerful. Our brains can't distinguish what's real with what's not real. And that's why we use visualization a lot in meditations, in the law of attraction, because our brains don't know the difference between what's real, what we actually have, than the things that we are visualizing. Again, the key is in the emotions. Is not exactly on what we are thinking or forcing ourselves to think, is more about how it makes us feel. And so your imagination is stronger than your memory. And as I touched before, the universe responds to the frequency of our emotions and has nothing to do with the authenticity of our experiences. So from this visualization perspective, try and envision your desired future as if it's already happening. It doesn't matter if it's real or possible in your mind, as long as you feel the sensations and you visualize the scenes as if you're already experiencing it. And how does it make you feel when you're experiencing it? For example, if you visualize yourself in this beautiful beach, perhaps you are away with your family in this vacation to this very beautiful place with pearl white sand and pure turquoise water, and you feel the warmth of the sun kissing your skin, and you hear birds, maybe exotic birds, in the trees nearby, and you open your eyes and you see this beautiful turquoise water, very calm, a very calm ocean that is so inviting. You really want to get in. The water feels nice, it feels warm and so inviting, and you feel the waves coming and touching your feet, and perhaps you feel the scent of the ocean, and it's so precious, and you feel so blessed to be in this beautiful place that you've been dreaming of for so long, and you can hear your children giggling and running around, and you just feel compelled to go and run around after them, and make sandcastles, and you feel so connected with them and with your partner, and you embrace your partner and you look into his eyes or her eyes and you just say, I love you and I feel so grateful to be here with you. And then you all just go and jump into the water and you splash water around and you laugh and you feel so blessed. How does it make you feel? Visualize those scenes. Get involved with the senses and with the emotions. And that vibration will tell the universe the things that you want to attract into your life. Tip number 3 is that thoughts create feelings and emotions are the energy that fuels manifestation. It's not so much about the thoughts or trying to keep positive thoughts all the time, because at some point it doesn't feel genuine. But thoughts create feelings. If we are worrying too much about a challenge or an obstacle in our lives, that will bring us the feelings of stress and overwhelm, maybe sadness, maybe frustration. If we think about something exciting that it's about to happen or that has happened or something that you're grateful for, that will bring you the feelings of gratitude and happiness and joyfulness and love. So again, those feelings will create emotions. And as I said previously, that is the key for manifestation, because emotions are energy in motion. Your emotions are a guidance system. It's what is going to get this energy of manifestation in motion, moving you forward. So if your thoughts, again, don't produce positive emotions, try and reassess them. Identify what are the beliefs that are shaping your perspective and that are influencing your thoughts in a way that are creating not so positive emotions. By reassessing that, you make the conscious decision to change them or to create ways of, when you are aware that those thoughts are coming through, how can you mold them, change them? How can you shift your thoughts or what you are doing in order to break that pattern of thinking or behavior? And also is by reassessing those things, you are choosing to actually go to the core of what's causing the thoughts, and those are your beliefs. So going into the core beliefs that are shaping your thinking and your behaviors is key. And for this, journaling, it's a very powerful tool that you can use to identify those beliefs, to identify those patterns of thinking and of behavior. Because when you have awareness of what those beliefs are, you can then confront them by proving to yourself that those beliefs aren't real, by proving to yourself with moments in your life that you were confronted with the same beliefs, but things pan out differently. And by feeding these new narratives into your brain will help you to shift the perspective that will influence your thoughts. Tip number 4 is to stop overthinking and trying to control the outcome. As human beings, we have this need to control everything that happens around us, control everything that happens in our environment, and so many times we have no control whatsoever. We just fool ourselves that we have some sort of control over things, but most of the time we don't. And when we become so obsessed with controlling how things will work out, how things should work out, because that's what we want to happen, not necessarily what will happen or even what we need, we then become really frustrated, really stressed, and also can cause mental health issues. Depression is obsessing with the past, with the things that we didn't perhaps controlled and didn't change. And so we become so obsessed with what happened in the past. Anxiety is worrying and overthinking the future, is worrying on how things will work out, what will happen. And normally we think of the worst case scenarios. And again, these will only create emotions of low vibration, and we know that then the universe will reflect our external world to match that low vibration. And so surrendering and trusting the process is the key in these moments when we feel we are obsessing to control everything. And when you feel like that, you can repeat this mantra. This is going to be effortless and easy. This is going to be effortless and easy. When worry creeps in, try to engage in activities that you enjoy, that make you lose track of time. and let your mind step back and allow your soul to lead the way. Because when we are engaging in something that we are passionate about, something that lights us up, the brain takes a break. And actually is when we channel our soul the most, and we feel so much more connected at the soul level. So when you feel that it's getting too much, that you are worrying too much, that you're becoming too overwhelmed, just stop what you're doing, step back, and make the conscious decision to do something else that you really enjoy and that make you lose track of time and that really makes you light up. Because then you give those obsessive thoughts a break and you let your soul lead the way. And actually, when you are in that process or in that moment of being with your soul, that's when you are able to channel solutions so much more easily. That's when you have groundbreaking ideas and breakthroughs that can be really precious to sort the thoughts that are actually bringing you overwhelm. Tip number 5 is to trust your feelings and act upon them. One of the biggest mistakes that people do when they try to manifest is that they set their intentions, they work on their affirmations, they do their visualizations, they vision boards, and then they become obsessed on how that manifestation will work out, when it will work out, the way it will work out. And with that obsession comes the control and the mistrust in how the process will unfold. Manifestations should be, yes, intense, but slightly detached. Meaning, when you want to manifest something in your life and you set your intentions and you believe them and you feel it as if it's already here and you are so much into the emotions, yes, it's intense in the way that you are feeling those manifestations happening, visualizing them and believing in them. But then detach from them. Detach from the how. Don't try and control everything. Trust that whatever unfolds is for your highest good. Trust that the how is being taken care of. Because your life is not dependent on the outcome. No matter what happens, it will always be for your highest good. And sometimes to get to that intention that you want to manifest, you might need to go through side roads. Because it's never a straight path. We think it is. We think that it's a very linear path, but it isn't. You can be amazed of cross paths until you get there. But you'll get there when the time is right and how it should work out. Not when you want and how you want it to work. Fill your manifestations with good feelings. And take inspired actions every single day that will bring you closer to that manifestation, but without attaching yourself or attaching your worth or attaching your fulfillment with the outcome, because that will happen when it needs to happen for your highest good, not when you want it to happen. It doesn't have a time frame and certainly doesn't have a step-by-step guide. That's our human brains trying to make sense of everything. At a soul level, there is no sense of time. And obviously things work for our highest good. So we have lessons to learn until we get there. And so sometimes those deviations in our paths are simply to teach us lessons, to test if what we want to manifest really is something that we really want, rather than something that we think we want. And sometimes there is a point in our lives that it doesn't resonate anymore, and that is okay too. Just detach from the outcome, and please don't attach your sense of worth and achievement with whether you bring into reality your manifestations. Tip number 6 is for those that find visualization challenging. And so if doing visualizations is not something that works for you or resonates with you and you struggle to do it, try to leverage other tools or other practices that can bring you the same outcome. For example, morning journaling or creating vision boards. But with morning journaling, what you do is you write a journaling entry in the morning as if the day has already passed. And so you tune into this sense of imagination on how the day panned out and the feelings and emotions you felt throughout the day. And the more descriptive you are, the better, because it will make you tune in with your senses and with your emotions even more. So instead of visualizing how things will work out or how the day will work out, you are writing as if the day has already passed and how you feel at the end of the day. The experiences, the people you encounter, how you felt, the blessings and the unexpected things that happen. And when you do that, you tune into your emotions. And it's a good way to practice visualization, but from a more active perspective. So this might work for you instead. And then to amplify your manifestations, try and add gratitude. So, for instance, at the end of the day, you reflect on how the day actually panned out and what are the, for example, 3 things you are grateful for that happened that day. Especially small things that we take for granted, and tune in with what actually makes you feel. Don't just write 3 things just to tick 3 things you're grateful for. For example, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for having food on the table. Go and tune in with your feelings. What does it really mean to you to have a family? What is so special about having a family? Or what was so special about that day that made you feel grateful to have a family? And with the food, yes, what does it mean to have food on the table? Do you feel abundant for having food on the table when perhaps other people struggle to feed their families? How does it make you feel? What was this particular meal important to you? Did it taste different? Was it more special than normally what you cook? Perhaps you went out for dinner. Tune in with your feelings, because again, the fuel for manifesting, for the law of attraction, is in the emotions that we bring into our reality. Your environment is also a powerful manifestation tool. If your environment is cluttered, untidy, dirty, it will bring your vibration down. And when your vibration is down, you will attract more things that will match that vibration. So have a look around in your environment. If you feel it's too cluttered, try to organize, try to declutter, try to give it like a spring clean. Sometimes just organizing things makes the environment so much more clear and clutter-free, because an environment that is very cluttered or untidy reflects that our brains are very cluttered and untidy as well. So by making our environments more cozy and more welcoming and less overwhelming, our brains, our thoughts will match that as well. And again, our thoughts create emotions, create feelings, and then we're going to feel calmer, less overwhelmed, less confused, and we are able to focus more. Tip number 7 is to use your surroundings as cues for manifestation. And what I mean by this is pay attention to the signs. The universe and our spiritual guides are sending us signs every single moment of the day. But sometimes we are so in our heads, we are so overwhelmed, we are so busy that we don't see those signs. We don't hear those soul whispers. And when we are able to calm down and tune into our breaths and be more present, then we are able to actually look and pay attention to what's around us and notice the signs. Sometimes they are subtle, other times they are on our face, but they are there. So when you notice those signs, take it as a cue for your manifestations. And here's an extra tip for you. Create a daily intent list instead of a list of wants. And if you don't want to do it every week, do it, for instance, per month. Instead of a to-do list or a want list, create an intent list. The things you intend to bring into your life. It takes away the pressure of not achieving them, but creates the desire to create those intentions and the motivation to take inspired action. And celebrate when even the mundane desires come true, because they signal to your brain that it is possible, that you can do it, that manifestation is real, that it's absolutely possible. And then your brain will expect bigger things. When you do your intent list and you really tune in with your feelings, and you do it even with small things in your life, like, I wish to find a parking spot in that busy road that I always struggle to park because I need to go there to do something, and I wish there is a parking spot there waiting for me. When you get there and you find that parking spot, you'll say, oh my God, I did it. I manifested it. And it's such a mundane, silly thing, but will signal to your brain that, wow, I have what it takes. I can do this. It's possible. So obviously it will fuel your belief. And the law of attraction works on that. Is ask, believe, feel, achieve. And most times people just ask what they desire, and then they force that belief, and then they want to achieve it. They even take the inspired action, but if the emotion isn't there, if they don't feel it, they won't believe it. So this daily intent list or monthly intent list, it will make you feel good when you actually manifest something small, and that will fuel your belief. And that's what will make it work in terms of manifesting what you desire. The reason most people fail to achieve their New Year's resolutions is that they set them based on expectations, based on fears or limiting beliefs, and wish for miracles. Kind of wishing for a magic pill that will show up as soon as the clock strikes midnight on the 1st of January. And then everything will be different, all the problems will disappear, and the things that they want to bring into the new year will magically start appearing. And then when they don't, they feel bad about it. Perhaps they didn't even take inspired action throughout the year, and that's why things didn't manifest. So setting intentions that are based on feelings is what's going to drive us and motivate us to go after our desires. Because intentions are focused on how and what you want to feel, not so much in how and what you want to manifest in terms of material things, but in terms of emotions. How do you want to feel? They focus on progress and growth rather than getting to a destination, because the focus is on enjoying the journey, right? Not just getting to the end of the line. And that's why intentions have real and lasting impacts, and New Year's resolution normally don't. Because when we live with intention, it means that we are making conscious choices and behaving in a way that is turning our lives into what we want to be, having gratitude for the opportunities to grow and live as we desire. So if you're ready to set intentions that feel good to you, that feel desirable to you and that will propel your growth and that you look forward to living by every single day, you can get my free New Year's Intentions Guide in the link in the show notes. Before I love you and leave you, I'm going to pull a soul inquiry from the Trust Journaling deck. Oh my god! And the card that I just pulled is from the Thrive suite, which is the last suite of the Trust Pathway, and normally is the stage in our soul journey that we are looking to the future and wanting to manifest a more soul-led life. So this is so on point. So the soul inquiry is, how do I know when I'm living in alignment with my purpose? How do I know when I'm living in alignment with my purpose? And the affirmation is, love will guide me home. So again, manifestations are about bringing into our reality the things that align with our soul purpose, that align with our soul being. And love is, to me, the queen of the emotions. Love is what rules the world. Love is always the emotion that we tune in when we want change, when we desire change, when we want to manifest something, when we are in the middle of a conflict and we want to sort things out. And love is the feeling that we tune into. And so love will guide us home to our soul. And when we are at home with our soul, that's when we manifest desires that align with our soul being, our soul purpose. And yeah, this is beautiful that this card was just pulled. And before I finish this episode, I want to remind you that manifestation is meant to be easy, but above all, fun. It's not meant to be stressful. So embrace your creativity with visualizations, with vision boards, and with journaling. And forget about timing, because at the soul level, there is no sense of time. Time is an illusion. Your desires will manifest at the right time and in the best way for you, for your highest good. And you have all the power that you need to shape your reality. Thank you so much for joining me on this last episode of 2023. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you for listening to the Soulcery Podcast and for holding space for this conversation. It is truly magical to be able to walk with you on this journey of soul healing and inner transformation. If you resonated with this episode and found it valuable, I would be grateful if you could leave a review on iTunes. Your feedback helps me reach more souls searching for guidance and healing. For more guidance and soul wisdom to support soul awakening women through the journey of alchemy, please visit my website www.ligiacosta.co.uk. Love and healing to all. See you on the next one.